about Gen 2?
Well, actually, no, I'd say Gen 1 is as close to perfect as you can get because it is the baseline of what to expect, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just not my personal favorite designs. Like, they're still very, very good. Like, I don't hate them. And they're amazing, but they're not my personal favorites. The Gen 2, they all have pretty solid designs. Again, like, they all kind of evolve and it makes sense. Gen 3, I also think is amazing.
Okay, before you move to Gen 4, like, we all know what happened with that Gen 2, like, Chikorita.
Look, I will say having to use Chikorita has made me hate Gen 2 slightly more.
Really? It's that bad? I mean, I know Chikorita's like the worst starter, like, period, right?
Look,
But, yeah.
I know it is the worst starter, but my God, like you don't understand how bad. Like I would take using Magikarp because at least it eventually becomes useful. Chikorita never became useful.
Yeah, that's kind of why I hope, like, in the new, like, Legends EA game, it kind of, like, gets a little rework, or, like, its stats get, like, moved around or something, because, like, honestly, it's not
heck, even design-wise, it's on the more lazier side. If you take at least more than 2 seconds to think about it, it just gets bigger, and the thing around its neck just blooms. That's it. It doesn't get any unique design features. It's not like, oh hey, it fully evolves. Like Piplup is our baby penguin, and it turns into an emperor penguin. Like that's cool. Chikorita just gets bigger with flowers.
I mean, that's the real life evolution, though.
That's not evolution. It's called growing up.
Oh, why you gotta hate on Chikorita so much?
Look, it is cute. And design-wise, it's not horrible. It just feels lazy. Okay? Look, we could have had a badass... We don't even have a badass. We could have had a cool plant dinosaur thing. Like, they could have turned it into a fawn dinosaur, but they half-assed it, and its stats suck.
Dang, you make me feel bad.
Chikorita was the downfall. Was the first sign that something bad was gonna happen.
Okay, so who was that starter that sealed the nail in the coffin that something bad was gonna happen?
Okay, no. Okay, so here's how I think how Game Freak worked when they started doing this starters. Obviously, Gen 1 starting off, nothing wrong. You can't exactly go wrong. Because if people hated it, then it would have taken off, but it did. Gen 2, they experimented a little bit. They completely missed the part with Chikorita, but okay, lesson learned. Gen 3, they kind of went back to their roots, and it worked out. It was phenomenal. Gen 4, they also stuck to that, and they learned the lesson from Chikorita. They made Turtwig look like a really cool, prehistorical tortoise thing, like pretty cool. And then Gen 5 happened, and they got kind of lazy. This is where the laziness kicked in again, because they were like, "Hey guys, what if we make the fire type another fighting type 3 times in a row?" I get it's okay. You start off well with the pig concept, and his middle evolution is a little bit janky. Most of them are, so we don't hate on the middle evolutions. But you know what? It was like, okay, he went from on all fours to standing up. That was the first bad sign. And then he became a fighting type. And that's where it went downhill.
I started with that pig.
Because why did he stand up? Why couldn't he have, bro, you know what they could have done?
What?
They could have kept him on all fours, have it be this really cool, beefy thing, and I don't know. I feel like a fire rock type starter would have been cool. I feel like that would have been cool. You could have based him off a mountain pig. I think that would have been cool. And it would have been unique.
Oh.
And then Snively's a weird one because like it was like, oh, it's like serpent-like, but it has like arms and feet. And then it evolved. And then it evolved again, and it was just a snake. I feel like this went backwards, but like I'm not complaining because at least it didn't, just be human-like. It started off kind of human, and then it went in the right direction. Oshawott is adorable. I love Oshawott as just a base starter. He's just like, how can you hate him? He's a little he's just a little guy. He's a little otter, bro. And then he evolved, and everybody liked that because I would say I think Duot is like one of the best middle evolutions for all the starters. Like, at least looking wise. I don't think stat wise he's amazing, and I don't remember. The middle wise design, he's one of the better ones. He doesn't look that awkward. He looks cool.
What about Samurai?
Why did he go on all fours? See, no, Gen 5 is actually where it all went wrong, unironically, because you had something on all fours stand up, and then you had something that was standing up go on all fours! What happens? Like, unironically, Samurott would have been so much better if you had kept him standing up and gave him like that edgy cool appearance, like what Greninja became, bro. Like, if you had just kind of like used that, it would have been cool. Imagine like Samurott, how cool Samurott would have been if he was like on 2 feet.
Okay, so what about the next one, like Gen 6?
Well, they learned the mistake from Oshawott and made a very cool ninja. So, Froakie, you did well. Froakie's also got a pretty good second, middle evolution, design-wise. They learned the lesson with Chespin of if you want to make them stand up, don't start with bipedal, and just have them standing up. So I got no complaints because he's just grass type Tempig, bruh, except he's not on all fours at the beginning. They learned the lesson. He definitely has the more awkward out of the 3. Like, his middle evolution is just odd. Because it's just round. And then, I don't know, like, I see the vision. But it takes me a moment to get there, The fox one, I only what was the middle one? I don't know, but that one's middle evolution, which it stood up again. See, Tempik started the trend, and I hate it.
What's wrong with them learning to walk?
For it to make sense, but I will give hands in the air. I give the fox a benefit of the doubt because it's secondary type of psychic, right? It made sense. It made sense, it was a witch. It became a witch. It made sense. See, this one made sense.
Okay, what about
Tempik still has no excuse. Oh, it's a fighting type! You did that 3 times in a row!
What about Alola?
It shouldn't have been a fighting type. Alola is pretty chill.
You're biased, that's your favorite game.
It's not my favorite game. I really like Sun and Moon, but it's not my favorite one. I was still like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire the most. But Litten? Why is it always the fire types? Stop standing up. Everyone got PTSD from Litten because they were like, oh, this looks cool, and then they saw the middle evolution. It was like, oh my god, it stayed on all fours. And then Incineroar happened, and they were like, oh no, it stood up. But then they saw it, was like, is it gonna be another fighting type? But don't worry, it's not. It's a dark type. Ignore the competitive side of it.
Okay.
We pretend he doesn't exist. We also ignore his popularity and the fact that he's in Smash Bros. Just ignore that. He's bad in Smash Bros, so everyone can relax. Rowlet made sense. I will say, from his base to his final evolution, is the most confusing, because you see them, you go, oh, so like his middle evolution, he gets like a little cape, right? No, he becomes emo.
What's wrong with emo?
And then bro, how does, okay, right, so you look at Rowlet, he's just a little guy, like see, Rowlet is like peak Sonic design, because he's just a silly guy, like, you know? If the other two don't fancy or tickle, like, Rowlet's just a safe choice. You can't hate Rowlet, kind of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then he became emo, and everyone was like, oh, I wonder where this is going. And then his final evolution happened, and you're like, oh, that's not the direction I expected this to go in.
I mean, it's a cool design.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. His final evolution is cool. This is, like, it has to be the most awkward middle stage thing. Like, it's not a bad design. It's just, like, it doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense.
I can get that.
And, I try to quote Piplup for a second.
Poplio.
It's not Piplup. Poplio. I will say I feel so bad for this thing because it has, like, 0 fans. Everyone likes Rowlet and Litten over this thing.
This might be, like, weird for me to say, but I feel like Poplio would probably be a lot more popular if it had a male and female variant, because it looked like it should have got one.
That's what I have been saying for ages, right? Because it's too feminine. It's too feminine for the fact that it can be male and female. And don't bring up the argument of, oh, a Gardevoir can be male or female. Shut up. Okay, it's a starter Pokemon. If you want to choose the water starter, I don't think people want to evolve it and it looks like a mermaid. Just give it a male variant. It wouldn't be that hard. Just give it the exact same stats. Like, just give it, just add an extra design in, you know? Make the middle evolution also less feminine, just make it neutral. And then when it evolves, it either is like what we got, or it's just a male version. It's not that hard. You know, mermans exist.
Right. So what about the
That's
next?
cool. You know, I do enjoy the looks of Gen 8. Everybody hating on Sobble, he didn't deserve it. He's just a sad guy, okay? He's just a sad guy who's way too in over his head, okay? He don't want to be here, but he is here. We're not gonna talk about what the internet did to Scorbunny.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying about Scorbunny. We're just gonna pretend that it didn't happen. I'm also gonna ignore the monkey because, you know, it doesn't have as much as Scorbunny, but I've seen some suggestive stuff about the final evolution for that thing, and you guys need to be locked up. That is a monkey.
That's all you gotta say about that.
Yes. And people hating on Italian for being tall and skinny. Stop hating on the twink, okay? He has a sniper, and just because his ability is kind of shit because it's RNG, he's trying his best.
Okay. Now what about Scarlet and Violet starters?
I mean, it was already off to a great start because everybody called the cat the weed cat. So everybody was already like, they had their favorites, you know? Green leaf cat. Yes, the weed cat. Like, it also became the most popular one out of the thing. But I don't know. It's everyone was also confused at why it stood up. But like, it's a magician, so I guess it made some sense.
Solid design.
It's
though.
the designs. It feels a bit too lazy.
You think so?
In a sense of, Yeah, because okay, right. All you gotta do to turn like the starter to the final is give it a little like bandana mask thing and stand it up, and then it makes sense.
Okay.
The duck again. I love this like the first like stage for this. He's so like he's just a guy and he's ready to face the world. And then he evolved, and then it got concerning, and then it just went downhill from there.
You're not a fan of Florigata.
I think it suffers from the same dilemma that Poplio had, of it's leaning too much into a design. And I feel like if they either toned it back slightly... wait, it's a fighting type, right?
No, grass dart.
No, I mean the duck.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought we were still talking about Sprigatito. So we're talking about Quaxly. Because I said Florigata.
No, Quaxly, he's... Again, his first one, he's just a little guy. He's ready to face the world. He evolved, and it was slightly concerning. And then it went downhill. But he's a fighting type, right? He's water fighting type.
Yes.
I don't get that from the final evolution, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what type I would expect it to be, but fighting was not one of them. I will just be clear about that. I mean, I feel like a safe rule for non-Pokemon fans, if you see a starter Pokemon that starts on all fours, or pretty cutesy, and then it eventually stands up, just assume it's fighting type.
Come on, they can't be true. Like, they gotta be one Pokemon.
Torchic, Infernape, Emboar. Incineroar was very close. Okay? It was like, either creative decision, either type fits, but they played it safe and went with Dark type. Because they played it too risky with the psychic type. Don't tell me Scorbunny is his one's a fighting type, or is it just pure fire?
Pure fire. I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it should be just pure fire.
I'm looking this up.
I'm like 99% sure Cinderace.
Okay, yeah, it's pure fire, which kind of lazy. I don't know. Look. It does not scream fighting type. Okay. It looks like a dancer, which I know that's kind of what it's supposed to be, but a dancer does not equal fighting type.
Okay.
And like, I love diversity, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, oh my god, the pronouns and all that stuff are woke, and I don't care. Like, it's giving flamboyance, but I think that's also why people hate it. I feel like the starters should be neutral. You can have your flamboyant bird in the game, just don't make it the starter, okay? Because, you know, you have the random Pokemon to fill those niches, but the starters, they should be neutral, okay? Neutral, because, I don't know, I feel like that's why people hate it. Because you think of the most loved starters, and, you know, the beginning evolution always fills the cute factor. The middle evolution is honestly 50-50. Either it can be... It's supposed to be the mix between cute and cool, but most of the times they end up looking awkward. So it's honestly 50-50 whether or not they're just decent looking or just, hey, you gotta live with this until it becomes, you know. And then the final evolution has to fill some form of cool factor. Now, obviously, there are multiple different cool factors, right? Starting with the base three, you know, you got Bulbasaur's final evolution, you know, that fills the cool factor of, and like Tortwig's final evolution, they feel like, you know, when you evolve them, they feel like tanks, right? They feel the core of like, you can't scratch this thing, like, and it's that kind of, you know, cool, strong, powerful feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Swampert, and well, Swampert also kind of feels that, except that 4 times damage to grass. It does not feel like a tank when you get hit by a grass type attack. I can confirm. But anyways, but then you got Squirtle, who just feels like he's supposed to hit hard. Like, I should say, Blastoise, not Squirtle, Blastoise. Blastoise is supposed to, you know, he gives off like he will hit like a truck. Charizard's just a dragon. I don't think I need to explain myself. He doesn't need to fit a niche, he's a dragon.
By the way, you didn't give your opinions on Fuecoco yet.
Fuecoco.
Fire.
Oh yeah, sorry, I did see, he's cool, but like, I feel like the little bird he has is the main thing that like attracts me to his final evolution. Because other than that, he's kind of just like lamer Fraligator.
You think so?
See, Fraligator looks like, okay, look, I know he's based off a real like crocodile / alligator, like, because that's what he is. But like, Fraligator looks like he could actually like kill me. I would see Fuecoco's final evolution, and I would just like not worry. You know, if Floridans can live with alligators, I could live with Fuecoco's final evolution in real life. You know.
Yeah.
Like, that would not cause me any distress in my day-to-day life. But seeing Fraligator walk around, or somebody spots a Fraligator walking around in real life, I would be terrified. The thing looks like it's gonna eat people's heads. But Fuecoco, he's a chill guy though. Can't hate him. Just like, he's just a funky like alligator, you know.
Right. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You said some controversial stuff amongst the Pokemon community because some of these starters are some people's favorites.
Of course, I have my personal favorites. Like, again, I love Mudkip, but a lot of people also hate Mudkip. But that's just my opinion, okay? I can like Mudkip, I can hate certain things, but you know what? If for some reason somebody out there loves Chikorita, don't let the fact that it's a shit Pokemon stop you from loving it, okay? You are allowed to love it. Just know that it's shit.